Good morning, welcome to the ranch. Today, I'm going to make a cup of coffee for me. Well, y'all watch, sorry. The idea is to show you how I go about making coffee for myself, using my far too fancy, far more than I deserve, La Marzocco Linea Mini and Eureka Libra. Just a lot of cool stuff. So I feel like I should share the experience because this is too much for one person to enjoy. But I do enjoy it very much. Anyways, I got my spendy straps on. JK, that's my little camera holder so you guys can get a POV view of me making my brew. That was not intended to rhyme, but it did, and I am impressed with myself. Hoorah, let's see if I can do it again. So, first things first, machine's on. I have that programmed to kick on for first thing in the morning. Usually 15 minutes before I get out of bed. That way it's ready to go when I am in dire need of caffeine. So we got that. We can see we're over our necessary amount of pressure, so that's good. We're gonna pop out our portafilter, which is nice and toasty. Give her a quick wipe with a towel. Highly recommend having a towel just always at your station. This guy right here is coffee colored, so that coffee stains, right? So you wouldn't want to use a white towel because over time it's going to look gross. This thing just ages like a fine wine. Basically, every time we do a little wash, I just toss this in there and it gets washed once or twice a week. It's great. This is our dosing funnel. It's magnetic. It pops on right with our portafilter. I have my grinder obviously set up to accept that perfectly. Our double dose button, which is 14 grams. So it's gonna grind that all up for me. I know the numbers here start just kind of going a little wonky there, but allegedly it is just dialing things in, and I don't know why it does that, but at any rate, it is accurate to within 1.1 of a gram, which is more accurate than I'm gonna be. So then I take my coffee here, I give her a little shake to help distribute it. It's good. And then to help distribute it a little more, because why not just be extra fancy, we have the Duomo 8 WTT. It's all these little prongy boys inside there. So basically, this sits down in the bed of coffee. You can adjust the size so it just hits the bottom of your portafilter. It just barely, not quite does. It'll scratch if you do. You spin this around. These are all at different points. So they just stir up the bed. They're supposed to reduce any clumps that are caused by static coming out of your grinder. This is a pretty decent grinder. I'm pretty happy with it. It's a huge upgrade from where I came before. I had one of the all-in-one machines. The Breville Barista Pro. Again, good machine. Just this is all on another level. So do that. I put it back into its base, which is a little brush, and that just brushes off the coffee bits on there. Don't drop these. If you drop them, you'll have a bad day. You can dent this outer rim here. It's just aluminum. It's quite, well, aluminum dents very easily. So, and then it won't fit on here well, or it'll fit and it gets stuck. The shop where I did my espresso brewing class a while ago, which spurred me on to buy this whole setup, that they had one of these and it had fallen on the ground, and we were using it, but it was typically getting stuck on the portafilters. So anyways, that's that little bit. Then we'll take our other distributor tool. This is a leveler. Basically, this just distributes the top of the puck. It also tamps it down a little bit. This one's adjustable, so you can spin it out, make it deeper if you want to compact a bigger layer of, compact it deeper. I've only got 14 grams in there. This is a 14 gram basket. You want to be within plus or minus 1 gram of your basket. Put that on there, give her a spin. And it makes a nice, even flush, slightly tamped bed of coffee. This one likes to attract some grounds, which is bad. I don't like that because A, it's throwing off my dose. That's probably 0.1 gram that I just knocked off. And B, I need to clean it every time. Then I hit the Force Tamper because I'm lazy. I just want consistency, which that just took a little bit of consistency. Consistently takes out a little bit, so I guess. But this is the idea behind the Force Tamper, is it always gives you a consistent amount of pressure. Now, to me, it doesn't feel like enough. I feel like I over-tamped the crap out of my stuff before. You can't really over-tamp a double shot though. Single shot, apparently you can because it narrows down, so you can compact it too much, but this one allegedly you can't really. But I do have this maxed out, and that's all it does. I usually give it 2 because upon lifting it up, I just find this one tends to, I don't know if it creates negative pressure, whatever, it tends to lift a few grounds up. Also, potentially a clue that it's not compacting enough. I'm not sure. But that's what I do, is I give it an extra one to compact those, and it likes to pick up grounds in here. Very, very, very few. But I usually give her a few of those, and then it's fresh for the next time. Then I take this guy, oops. I skipped a step because I was explaining the grinder. So what I do first though, is I get some water out of the group head and into my cup. About as much as I'm gonna have coffee in there later. I'll give her a little bit of a swirl, let it bring the cup up to temperature as well. I'll turn my scale on here. Boop. And over here, yeah, I'm gonna pop this guy in. Carefully, you don't want to bang this guy around, or you can create, you can mess up your puck, and then you'll just be more prone to channeling, things like that. Now this guy here for cleanup, this is a knockbox drawer. It's awesome, I love it. Pull her out, but basically also these little fins right here, they're meant to allow the puck to breathe, but also this little mess and coffee grounds that accumulate here, you can just give a little brush, and they just disappear into those spots. Or if you have too much, you can just, do this, and then what doesn't disappear into there gets brushed into here. So there's that. Okay, we've got our scale, our lunar scale. Anyways, now I'm gonna dump this guy, apparently on my machine. Plop it right there. All right, so I got it to the auto tare setting. So as soon as I put the cup on, it auto tares out, then it waits for the first drips to hit the cup. Then it calculates, well, your shot timer begins then. It also calculates your flow, and we get, so timer, flow is a little bar up here, which tells you at the end, and that's your total grams. I did 14 in, so 2 to 1 would be 28 out. I kind of shoot for the time though. I see if it's brewing a little fast or a little slow. Again, my biggest variables here are my crappy beans. I'm about to go on vacation, so I haven't sprung for new ones, or good ones yet. So I'm just kind of using the general mix. But anyways, I look for around that 25-ish second mark. So I'll run this anywhere between 28 and even 35, just to based on the time. Anyways, because we can, we shall. Look at that. Look at that. Yum. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah. Looking good. Looking good. Ah. Slightly overshot. I was getting all this stuff, and then I turned my camera off, and then turned it back on. But anyways, there we go. Take her off. Give her a little swirl. Because as a Crew propelled glass, you actually get a swirling action that mixes the layers. Let that sit for a moment, because if it's too hot for your palate, it will not taste as good. Here's my flow, 1.1, that's pretty bueno. Open the old knock drawer, pop this dude out, knock it out, then I engage the paddle once more, because it's super fun. The first little bit is coffee-like, so I let that drain. Hit both sides of my portafilter basket. Shake it off, wipe it off, and